Morning, Leslie.
Oh, it's been cold this week, Brian. How have you been?
Oh, cold, boy. I can't begin to tell you I can't remember the time, right, that has been cold like that here in Melton this week. I have sat this week, boy. I've been sitting and I've been shivering, and I can't tell you. I say to Mother, she's hardly come out of her room all week. She's had an electric blanket on most of the week, and she say, I doesn't come out. She say, has took out her old snout, keep her dripping. And I say, well, don't worry, Mother, stay where you are, and I'll look after you. But I've been sitting here, and it's been cold, in it, boy.
That has been cold, yes. Have
I've
you got?
been sitting here this week, right? And then a day gone by that I ain't had me vest on, and then I had me shirt, and over that I had a jumper, and me fleecy body warmer thing.
Yes.
And then me old duffel coat.
Blimey.
And then I had 2 pairs of socks on, right?
Yes.
Me long johns, and me old thick trousers, which I've been tucking into the second pair of socks so that, you know, the wind don't whistle up your leg.
Yeah, it's very important, that.
And then I've been sitting there with me slippers on as well, and I've still been ruddy cold.
Have you got a drafty house?
Huh?
Have you got a drafty house?
Well, I think what the problem is, I think we're going to have to take one of the floorboards up and get some money out, I'm afraid, Leslie, because, you know, the windows here, they aren't them old plastic things, you know. They're the nice wooden sash ones, and Mother do like them, she say.
Yeah.
Father Herbert paid for them, and we looked after them over the years. But when that blew, and didn't that blow the other night?
Oh, it did, yes.
Last weekend, that started cutting round here.
Yeah, easterly wind, Brian.
Gusting, and I look out, right, and all we could ruddy here, I tell you, I weren't very happy. I ain't seen him yet, but the neighbour Marcus, right, he's got these ruddy chimes that are up on his lean-to thing at the end of the garden.
Yes.
And Christ, if they were twinkling and a-twankling all night, you know, with the wind, and I could hardly sleep. Every time I dropped off, all I heard was a tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. I had a good mind to go in there and get them out, but I think that's what the problem is the windows are.
So you'll get some UPVC ones, will you?
No, we'll get the plastic ones, I reckon.
Yeah, UPVC.
Huh?
UPVC windows.
Is it what they are?
Plastic ones.
That's right, the plastic ones. You can get the white ones, can't you?
Yes, you can.
And that don't lift the drafts in, but, it have been cold, Leslie. I don't like it, boy.
Well, it's going to get milder next week, thankfully.
That is starting to... I can now see the grass, and that's grown some more this week. I'm sure that is growing, you know.
Yeah.
But I've got half a garden now I can see, because where that blew up the far end, I can't see the grass there. I hope by the end of the weekend we got rid of this old white muck.
Yeah, you be careful. You slipped over in the ice a few weeks ago, didn't you?
I ain't been out this week, I say. The dog didn't want to go out, but Rosemary had been a little diamond. She had been taking a little old dog out. I said, I doesn't go out there and that, because last time I did, I dropped me fat balls, and
yes.
I slipped over on the path, and because that old cow next door, she stood there laughing at me.
We don't want a repeat of that, Brian, do we?
Drink tea? I never had so much tea, boy.
Last week you were doing some DIY. How are you getting on with that?
Like a racehorse.
Last week you were doing some DIY. How's that going?
Well, you see, I thought I'd do that to keep warm, but because you put so much clothes on, I tell you what I have got, right? The neighbour, the boy Marcus, right? Because he's got everything in his shed.
Yes.
And he had some of this old stuff. Now, hang on a minute, I'm going to have to go and get the old tub and tell you what that is. Because I've got that here somewhere. Daddy, how do I put it here? That's a rum thing. There you are. Fill and Fix, that's called, as expanding foam.
Expanding foam?
And he gave it to me because the holes were quite big, you see, in that cupboard where that comes through the wall. So he say, you spray this into your hole, he say, and that'll fill it all up. I said, well, what about some filler? He said, no, he said, you want more filler. He said, use this first. He said, and then get the filler on the top of it for a nice finish, you see. So he say, make sure you shake it well. So I give it a good shake, right?
Yep.
And I put it in the hole, and I start squeezing it. Well, blast, that stuff come out there. That went everywhere. That went right through the wall. That don't just stick to the hole. That went right through, and that was all over the floor. Have you used that old stuff?
No, I haven't. I don't think I will after hearing you either.
It's a sticky, boy. You can't get it out. You have to wait for it. And of course, then it starts swelling, you know.
Oh, yes. Got to be careful with the swelling.
So I did manage to do it round there, but blast that, look a right state. But you can cut it with a knife, he say. So I cut it down, you see. But I ain't got the filler on there yet because my fingers get too cold, you see, once I take my gloves off.
Oh, you be careful, Brian. Now, look, we've got a message for you here. This has come in from another Brian, and he says there's a burning question for Brian in Melton this morning. Can you ask him what his plans are for Sunday, please? I'm wondering if he's bought Rosie a cheeky little outfit from Ann Summers online, or whether she can tempt him into finally giving in by melting a Yorkie bar onto her belly button for Brian to gently devour. Please ask him, as I somehow think this will bring on some kind of belly laughter.
What a silly ass. What a thing to say. Fancy coming on your programme, Leslie, and asking a personal question. I can tell you right now, I can tell you, the neighbour Marcus's wife,
Yes.
she went down there, I think that was Tesco, she went down there the other day, and I say, well, because, you know, Rosemary had been a good girl this week again. She brought us some soup, homemade soup.
Lovely.
And she brought that round, and she made a hot pot one day, and she come round, and she say, I say to his missus, if you're going down there, because they always knock, you know, that's good, isn't it? They always
That's nice, yeah, look, make sure you're okay, yeah.
Anything you want. And I say, yeah, another fire. So she went down, right?
Yeah.
And I say, can you get me some flowers for Rosemary? And I give her a fiver, and she come back. Do you know how much they cost me? They cost me 15 quid. She say, they're gone up in price and all. Is that right?
You don't get much for a fiver these days, Brian.
No, so I mean, you can forget about us. I mean, I think Valentine's Day is a little old squid anyway, because why do you need a day, right? Why do people need a day to tell someone they love them? I can't understand that.
Are you trying to tell me that you're going to tell Rosemary on Valentine's Day that you love her with some flowers?
No,
Have you been getting cosy with Rosie?
Her that. Here you go again. You see, you aren't happy unless you're winding me up, are you, Leslie? I shan't be having nothing to do with the. I expect I'll get the same as I do every year. Bugger all, don't you?
Well, we're looking forward to a spring wedding, Brian. We've got to have something to look forward to.
Oh, shut your row. You're daft, you are.
Brian, have a lovely weekend and keep warm, won't you?
Yes, you keep warm as well, Leslie. Cheerio, boy.
Cheerio. Bye-bye now.